Hey folks, out for a little hunt after work. I've probably got a couple of hours, so thought I'd come and give this new park a bit of a run around. I've been here about 20 minutes, and from a nice deepish hole, probably about 4 or 5 inches, I've just popped what appears to be a halfpenny. Give that a bit of a rub and let's have a look at it, eh? Alrighty, on the leg I think. There we go there, looks like a 1920 Commonwealth of Australia halfpenny. Alright, not a bad start. Might even be a 1930 actually. Yeah, doesn't taste nice. And looks like it's a 1936, there we go. Alright, let's keep going while we've still got some light, eh? Alright. Right folks, still plugging away. I've got there's still something in that hole, we'll come back to that in a minute, but got an interesting signal, 80s, 70s, 80s, jumping around a little bit. Decided to dig it. I pulled a couple of pieces of glass, some old pottery and a beaver tail out, but I've just pulled this badge out, so I'm being really quite careful. I'm going to have to okay, so the back's broken. I can see the king's crown on that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on the side, guys, and first of all dig that other target, see what that is, and then give this a bit of a toothbrush and see what we've got. So it looks like WFS or something similar, but we'll find out. Alright, hold on. Well, there you go there folks. So the other thing in the hole was this steel nut, a beaver tail, and this badge, which is the National Emergency Services of New South Wales, NES. I have no idea about this badge. I'm going to have to do some research when I get home. I'm not sure whether it's a forerunner to the State Emergency Services or the SES, but I can tell you that it dates from, I suspect, King George VI's reign. It's certainly not Queen Elizabeth. That crown is wrong for a Queen Elizabeth badge, but it's an awesome little find. I'll have to do some research when I get home, and I'll cover it in the wrap up. Alrighty. Okay, so it's about 5 minutes after finding that National Emergency Services badge. Got a rather scratchy signal down to about 88. Sorry, 92 to 88. And if you look just there, just saw it come out in the spoil. I haven't uncovered that yet, but it looks like a glint of silver. So let's get in there and do that together. Oh, sweet. Looks to be about 6pence size. How beautiful is that? Let's get in there and get that out. Yeah, excellent. We've got a 1922 6pence. Australian coat of arms. A little bit of trivia for those who don't know. The 6pence was the only Australian coin to not change its design in the entirety of the time that it was minted. All the other coins, the florin, the shilling and the 3pence, changed their design. The 6pence stayed true. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, it's starting to get a bit dark. This will probably have to be my last one before I put a headlamp on, if that's what I want to do. But you can see I've just popped a what appears to be a 3pence out of the hole there. Let's go in and get that. Yeah, it's a 3pence, it's a 50%er. And my apologies for the wind folks, it's picked up as well. And it's a 1951 sheaf of wheat 3pence. Excellent. Alrighty. Might go for a little bit longer till it gets dark and then head home for some dinner, I think. And maybe this video will end up part of a 2-part or a 3-part series. We'll see how we go. Right. Alrighty folks. So a bit of a continuation from yesterday. Slightly different location. I'm up against this construction fence here. And not real deep. Probably, I don't know, 4 inches maybe. It appears I've popped halfpenny out of the hole. Alright, it's a Commonwealth of Australia halfpenny. The soil here isn't quite as sandy as some of my other sites, so we're also in a very established park, which means that fertiliser gets thrown on and everything else, and so consequently our coins come out not quite as awesome as some of my other sites. But there we go there, folks. We've got a 1935 Commonwealth of Australia halfpenny. Sweet. Let's keep going, eh? Alright folks, so this area is absolutely infested with 1 and 2 cent pieces. Now, a lot of the time you could go along and ignore all the shallow signals and only dig the deepies, and you're going to get your pre-decimals and you're going to get the occasional deep 1 and 2 cent piece. However, I've made a bit of a commitment today to smash every signal. I'll probably end up getting a 20 by 20 or maybe a 10 by 20 done out here. I've got a lot of 1 and 2 cent pieces already, so probably about 12, 13. But you can see this hole is not very deep. It's probably no more than 1.5 inches, and if you look to the side there, still attached, or it was attached when I flicked it out, to its dirt. There's the beautiful plug it came off, and if I just give it a little bit of a rub, you should be able to see the imprint beautifully. But we'll throw that out because this is the piece we're looking at, and that, ladies and gents, is a sixpence. Now it's a 50%er, and it's probably going to be a really young one. Let's have a bit of a look. Yeah, so it's a 1962 sixpence. But you know what? It's silver. It's only 50% silver, but I don't care. It's silver. It just shows that you can't really ignore these shallow signals out here because, you know, they're just sitting under the surface. Alright, enough rabbiting on from me. Let's get some more digging done, eh? Okay folks, then going along smashing the 1 and 2 cent pieces. I'm just got a target out of this hole. You can see it's not overly deep, so close enough to 6 inches down. And there it is there, covered in dirt. Pretty sure I know exactly what that is. You can see the serrations around the edge here as it starts to dry out. That is a lapel rising sun, collar badge, rising sun badge, part of the Australian World War II uniform. So what I'm going to do is give that a bit of a clean, and I'll be right back to you guys. Alright folks, it definitely is what I think it is. And you can see it there. You can just see the edge of the rising sun starting to peek out from the brushing. I think it's a little bit bent, and it's quite heavily crusted. So what I'll do is I'll take that home and soak it, and give it a good brush, and then soak it and brush it and soak it and brush it. But that's excellent. Well worth coming out this afternoon. I love finding these. They're a good reminder for everybody of the sacrifice and the guys who went before us to keep our country what it is, a free country. So it's absolutely awesome. All right, let's keep on going, eh? All right, folks. So you've all heard me talk about how good the Deus is from a target separation point of view. I just need to reiterate that I paid for my XP Deus, the same as anybody else that's bought one. But I can't help but marvel at how good this bit of kit is. I just got a really sort of scratchy signal, but when I reorientated and went at 90 degrees, I could tell it was 2 signals. And what I ended up getting out of this hole was the remains of a ring pull, which was ringing off in the 77 to 79 range, and then also what appears to be a halfpenny here, which was ringing up in the 80 to 84 range. Side by side practically, which says a lot for the reactivity of this machine. I'm just going to give it a bit of a rub on the pants leg, and I've dropped it, but hey, you're used to that, so it should come as absolutely no surprise that I've at least dropped something. Give it a bit of a rub on the pants leg, see if I can get this to come up. Yeah, she's quite ugly. I'll give it a bit of a lick. The dirt is not nice. Let's see if that helps. Not really. So you can tell it's a halfpenny, but that's about all you've really got. I can't pick a date. If I had to, I'd say 1914. But there we go. So you've got both that and this ring pull in the same hole, literally governed by probably no more than 3 to 4 inches. Both came out in the spoil. Sweet as. Let's keep going. Okay, so my next target's at the roots of these trees, and you can see you've got this big root that sort of branches out here, and then there's one that comes off to the side, and right up underneath that I've managed to pop what appears to be a penny. It's quite heavily crusted. Helps if I keep the camera on so you can see what I'm doing. It appears to be, it's King George the 6th. So it's going to be a skippy. But, and you can just see the outline of the kangaroo there. I'm not going to waste your time trying to scrub it clean. As a matter of fact, yeah, I will. I'll give it one rub on the pants leg. See how we end up. And we end up none the wiser. Alright, we'll cover it in the wrap up. Let's keep going. Okay, so it's still going, folks. I'm telling you what, I'm getting quite tired of these 1 and 2 cent pieces, but I did make a commitment to dig every single target. I wish I hadn't done that. Anyway, hiding in amongst all those, it appears I've found myself another penny. I just love how that, look at that imprint, beautiful. But let's get back to the coin. It's Commonwealth of Australia, 1 penny, and it's a 1924. There we go there, folks. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Alright, folks, so got one down in the hole here. It looks like another penny. I don't know if you can see that. It's just sort of hidden by the piece that just came off it. I'll just reach in there and grab it. And it's a skippy penny, and it's a 1943, I want to say. 1943 skippy penny. Hole's not particularly deep, but gave off quite an odd signal. I can see why it would have been missed before, but not this time. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, folks, down about, let's call it 7 inches. Got a scratchy 80s through to 90s, and it ended up being in a ball. I think the UK guys call it a coin ball, which is this jobby here. I broke it open, and you can see what's popped out of it. It looks to be a silver threepence. Okay, it's King George the 6th, so it's more than likely a sheaf of wheat. Give it a bit of a scrub. There you go there, folks. It's a 1951 threepence in quite a state. The other side's quite clean. I don't think it is a 51 now looking at it on the screen, but we'll have a look once it all dries up, because the more I rub it out here, especially being a 50%er, the filthier it gets. But having done that again now, it looks like a 51. Alright, I'll let it get into focus for you. Alrighty, there we go there, folks. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Alright, folks, another faint scratchy one. You hear the birds there, that'd be the corellas coming into nest, and you can see, I reckon it's another 50% silver. Yeah, it is. It's black as they come to. I'm not going to be able to get a date off that in this light for you, folks. I'm even holding it upside down. But I want to say 1948. That's about the best I can do. I'll pop it up on my leg. Let's see if I can't. No, it's a 1941 by the looks of it, which makes it, 1944. It's hard to tell. Ah, there it is there, 1948. 1948, so a 50% silver threepence. She was a faint one, probably down about 6 inches. I wasn't going to have a crack at it, but I thought, you know what? I'm digging everything in this 20 by 20 metre patch, so better do it. Alright, probably going to be my last target. I'll go for a little bit longer, the light's going. We'll see how we go, folks. Alright, folks, just wrapping up this hunt. Apologies for the wind. Nothing I can do about it. I don't want to move inside because the light's worse in there. We've got quite a few things to talk about as part of this little wrap up. So we'll start over here with the pre-decimal coins. We've got a 1924 Commonwealth of Australia, 1943 Skippy penny, and a still undetermined Skippy penny. I've got 3 Commonwealth of Australia half pennies, 2 looks like a 1935, a 1936 and a 1933. In the silvers we did alright. We've got 2 sixpences and 3 threepences. So we've got a 925 1922 sixpence, a 1962 50%, and then 2 1951s and a 1948 50% silver threepences. Did alright in the beer fund. What do we got there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, $14.25. Like I said, I was doing a 20 by 20 metre area, a lot of 1 and 2 cent pieces, and there's a selection of them for your viewing pleasure. You saw this Commonwealth of Australia collar badge come out of the ground, and it was absolutely horrible. I've submitted it to a bit of electrolysis and brought it up, and you can see it's quite bent on the bottom right hand corner, but you know what, that doesn't matter. This is really cool. So National Emergency Services New South Wales was a wartime group of people who handled stuff like air raids and the like, first aiders, everything like that. And if you have a look down the very bottom, underneath the S in Wales and the N in New, it's a little hole, and off the bottom of that was 2 rings where they would then suspend whether they were a badge that said either warden or first aid or things like that, so that you knew the people that were wearing them and what they were qualified to do. So it was all part of the Home Defence of Australia. I've never found one before. This one's not in the best nick. A lot of the red enamel's gone out of the NES, but hey, it's always nice to find a wartime piece you haven't seen before. And last but not least was a cute little button and a draw pull. So there you go, folks. That's everything that came out from that hunt. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one, eh?